Hi everybody, welcome in. Just doing some shuffling before we get started. All right, look at fresh start, the Fool, taking that leap of faith. Might involve some sort of endeavor, might involve somebody. This could be you. It could be like a new career opportunity. Okay, you might be able to expand your horizons. Okay. All right, so before we get in any further, let's ask our angels, saints, ancestors, and spirit guides into our space to provide love and divine messages for our highest and greatest good. We're surrounded in divine white light and love. So it is, and so it will be. All right, so Fool at the bottom of this deck. Okay. I love this deck. I'm getting familiar with it. It's called Graffiti. Okay, and it's a beautiful deck. Okay, it's made by Vibe About It. Okay, so if you're interested, go check them out. Check up the energy here. All right. Raise your hand if you are manifesting something new in your life, right? Taking that leap of faith, right? This guy's face is like super funny. Someone could be taking a chance on you, okay? They may want to help you out in some sort of situation, okay? I feel like it's your era. Check this out. Your time is here. End of a struggle is near. You're getting to rise up and stand in your power. Like this throne, it's yours, right? Beautiful. Look at that. You're owning it. My ears are ringing. Okay, ding, ding, ding. Ding, ding, ding. Okay, let's see what we get here. I thought we would do the Celtic Cross to start. So let's see what we get. Let's get the current situation. Okay, we have Temperance in reverse. Okay, and then we have what is the challenge here is the Three of Cups. Wow, so maybe somebody's wanting like a new beginning with you, but they are blocked by whoever that they surround themselves with. This could be family, work friends, third party, those that date, those that know, those that are in the know, right? Like they're like the peanut gallery. And then there's Temperance. So there's like a very big imbalance going on right now. Okay, lack of patience, wanting to like give up, someone who may be in the energy of like losing hope on something or feeling hopeless, feeling mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually imbalanced. Okay, a lack of harmony. Something is not very fluid. Okay. All right, so that is the challenge. Someone feels very imbalanced in their environment here. All right, what's next? Let's see. What's the objective here? What's the... Let's see. Oh, what's this? Okay, so this is Four of Pentacles, and that is the crown of the situation. And then this would be the what's grounded in the situation. So there's like someone wanting to win at all costs, and what they did to try to do so. I feel like someone's holding on to a grudge, all right? Or someone could be someone could be very like greedy. Maybe they thought that they could do better elsewhere. And I'm also getting like you're the one that maybe is what everybody's talking about, right? This could be gossip. This could be like trying to get somebody in a position where they're not healthy or nourished, right? So this would be like creating an imbalance for somebody because they want to appear as the winner. right? Okay. This is like the center of this, okay, is like favor, right? Maybe they didn't believe you had divine favor over your life. And clarifying the Hierophant, I'd say, I feel like this is evident now, okay? This is evident, okay? What's the past? Like, if you were to look at this in hindsight, or they're looking at this in hindsight, Page of Cups, someone wants to kind of like own up to how they feel about what's played out here. Okay, what about like foresight? Okay, the Devil. They realize what they're up against. They realize what they dabbled in. They're realizing that their ego got the best of them, or will. They're heavily in their addictions at this time, codependency even. There's this like trauma bonding, like surrounding yourself with people who you can feel like you're better than, right? It's like that. Okay, so I feel like someone surrounds themselves around people who they can feel like they're better than, okay? So it's like feeding the ego, right? Like feeding the ego, right? All right, so what's the attitude of the viewer, like, regarding this whole thing? The Ten of Cups. All right, what's the outside view? Like, what's the outside looking in on this situation? The Fool. I just can't really see that, but okay. I feel like you're optimistic about what's ahead, as far as like, you know that you deserve love and you're going to take a chance, but only on something new, something that you haven't experienced before. I feel like this was a result of you knowing what you do want as well as what you don't want, right? And you've moved on, right? You've moved on. Like, this is you being free and clear from any like resentment, bitterness, anger. Like, you freed yourself from this situation. I'm getting like this energy over here is not free. Like, they're heavy in the shame, the regret, like the embarrassment, like the repeating thoughts about how everything played out, and that's what keeps them trapped in their ego here. I feel like you're free and clear from all that. Yeah. What's the hopes and fears in this situation? Okay, we have the Nine of Wands, right? It's like you don't want to have to go through all this again, but you also have respect for the fact that like you wouldn't be who you are or where you are in this moment without what you've been through. So it's kind of like you see this as like it was like a necessity for your growth, okay, and your development. It's like it had a higher purpose. Okay, so you can see it from that perspective, is that like it served its purpose. Okay, and then what's the outcome here? I'm also getting like someone may have to legit watch you, okay, have a new beginning with somebody else who's going to treat you the way that you deserve to be treated. And it's almost like this person had to teach you that exactly, that you deserve better and to not settle, and they showed you exactly what you do deserve and what you don't, right? And so now you're like, I got it. I learned that lesson. Got it. Right? It was a necessary lesson. Okay, and then look, Four of Wands. Come on. This is celebration. All right, so let's get this last card. How is this evolving? Where's this ending and going? Where's this going? The Sun card. Okay, the Seven of Cups and the Ten of Swords. Yikes. Yeah, I feel like someone is absolutely feeding their desires. It may lead to some sort of ending, okay, or I feel like the fantasy that this person's been leading is coming to an end. And I feel like, you're moving on. Okay, you're meant to shine your light, and I feel like their attempts to, take from you are over. So I feel like you're free and clear, and they've succumbed to their own, earthly desires here, their own ego, okay, is what's kind of coming to a head here for this energy. So they kind of gave me two storylines. Like, one storyline is what's playing out over here, and then there's your storyline, which is kind of like where this is all connecting. And it's like, this was for your growth and development, and this was needed for your soul's growth. And as a result of that, like, you're being seen as victorious and successful in learning this lesson about your own self-worth and value. So now you can attract what you desire into your reality and make it happen. And this is what's coming in for you. That's beautiful. You deserve this. You work really hard to get here. So don't let anyone else steal your light, okay? They don't deserve it. They haven't done any of the work to get here, right? You deserve this position, all right? That's awesome. So I'm leaving that there, okay? Sometimes, this is a battle. This is a legit battle, right? So I feel like you won this battle, all right? And maybe someone's a sore loser, okay? I'm getting sore loser. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to get a little bit more info. Okay, one sec. Okay, so I love this. This is like echoing, the bottom of the deck of this graffiti deck. It says, your era, your time is here, end of the struggle. Okay, you're going to rise up and stand in your power. And then we have the Sun card, clarifying your outcome. And this is the bottom of the deck of this deck that I'm using. Okay, so strong exclamation point on that. All right, so we're going to clarify the different positions here. So let's start with position 1. You suck. So Temperance in the reverse is talking about the energy that you were dealing with from this group, from this energy. And they were disrespecting you online to the point of they were sending you social media shade. May have even gone to the extent of like expressing the disrespect or contempt. Maybe it was indirect or subtle insults or criticisms, or it was straight up like scrutinizing somebody or slandering somebody, or some sort of defamation of character. If this person or you or the energy I'm picking up had a business, this is illegal. Okay, so I'm getting like they thought that they could change the narrative and discredit your abilities by slandering your name. And so this was a group effort over here. Okay, so they tried to get you in the reverse. Temperance in reverse. All right, so that is the core of the situation, the current situation. So what's the 3 of Cups then? This would be the challenge. Hold on. Which one do you want? These. Lies and alibis, fake compliments, password snooping. Oh, I guess we're reading about this. So I feel like this 3 of Cups here, this speaks to like the collective energy, the karmic collective energy. It says tight spot. Someone finds themselves in a tight spot. Okay, they may find that like they're needing to figure things out and they're in a difficult situation. Maybe they're needing to be more strategic and needing to think outside the box. And then the truth, where someone's trying to bury it. There's lies and alibis. Untruthful, getting someone else to lie for you or them. trying to cover their tracks, digging a hole. That's this 3 of Cups energy. You're so pretty, great job, amazing, fake compliments. Wants to gain something in return, within earshot. Wants a specific favor, inauthentic comment. And then we have password snooping. Installs snooping equipment to track. Looks through paperwork. Watching carefully. Eavesdropping. So this could be playing out with the karmic energies, right? Those that you might have been dealing with that, you know, you had some things to heal from. And maybe this is a bit of like, you know, what they sent your way that you were able to overcome and persevere. Like, you know, this was a bit of like initiation for you in some way. Okay, so let's see. What is the objective here? Which is the 4 of Pentacles. This talks about like you know, it talks about like security, stability, talks about holding on to something, talks about materialism for the sake of like appearances, right? Prioritizing wealth. Yeah, someone burnt a bridge, a big one. Looks like my freaking mat right here. Okay. Something's lit on fire. Someone has fallen from grace, like the crown, okay, is in the water. Ends a situation that makes it impossible to go back. Okay, so someone wanted to circle back around, but that's impossible now. Point of no return and unforgivable acts. That's this 4 of Pentacles here. So yeah, so this energy, like, there's no excuse for what was done. There's no excuse for what any of it was, okay? But at the end of the day, like, there was a lesson learned that needed to be learned. And I feel like it's playing out on both sides, okay? There's wise counsel here, bottom of the deck energy. Advice from someone, or they could be seeking advice from someone, or there's some sort of knowledgeable help, okay? And I'm getting like navigating a tricky situation. So someone might be wanting to seek some sort of counsel, and this could be how they may want to, like, you know, somehow contact you. All right, so let's do the past. Give me a clarifier for the past. Oh wait, I'm sorry. We're gonna do the foundation, resources, the root of the situation. What's grounded here? What's playing out here in the physical here? This is a jealous ex. Woo-wee! Doesn't like seeing you move on or do better than them. Residual feelings, unable to move on. I was getting that with this 4 of Pentacles. They're unable to move on because they never planned on moving on. They always planned on coming back to you. However, you've closed the door and you've moved on from them, and you're not looking back, and they're jealous. They're jealous, jealous, jealous. All right. You're going to be doing better than them. Okay. Like, their worst fear is going to come true. All right. Their worst fear. It's such a hit to the ego. Okay. You moving on. Yeah. All right. You being victorious over their shit. Yeah. Okay. Whatever it was, like, you persevered in the situation. They may want to provide like a peace offering of some kind. Someone wants to reach out to make amends, tries to restore some sort of harmony. However, they're the one that puts you in disharmony, right? With this Temperance in the reverse. This is the first card. So they tried to end your, you know, flow, shall we say. We're going to call it life force flow. And now they want a peace offering? No. All right. Okay. We're going to do the past. What's this in hindsight? What's the clarifier for this in hindsight? Okay. Barf bag. Feeling nauseous, anxious. Something is making you upset, but unsure of what it is. So someone could be feeling unwell. Okay. All right. Yeah. Someone's feeling unwell. All right, we're gonna do this one. Yeah, because they're realizing that they're in a losing streak. This is like that game, Chutes and Ladders, right? Nothing seems to be going your way. Consecutive failures or setbacks. Downward momentum. Okay, so the fact that you're doing well is literally making them ill. Okay? All right, let's clarify the future, which is the devil. Like the devil's watching. Are you office romance? All right, so what they fell for was temptation, and what tempted them was someone at the office. Okay, so shitting where you eat. All right, crossing boundaries, work conflicts, lost productivity, secrets, and lies. So this is what's being exposed here. All right, so you may have said that this was true and then they blamed you. I'm getting like they're realizing now that like whatever they did in the dark is coming to the light. So I'm getting they got an entire group here to participate in some way, shape, or form of doing some sort of like hate campaign against you, okay, attacked you, because they were covering up an office romance, okay, or whatever they did at work was grossly inappropriate, okay. There's something like super unethical about what they did. All right, so yeah, or someone's getting caught for this. All right, let's look at the self. Like, what's the attitude about this? All right. Hi, kitty. Okay, so what we have here is when I'm looking at like your attitude about things and like what's important to you, what are you dreaming about, what are you wishing for yourself, what does your highest and greatest good look like. I'm getting like, you know, emotional fulfillment with a life partner, someone who's going to help support one another, right? Not someone who's going to be a hellboy, right? A toxic lover, can't resist even if it's not good for them. Bad boy, bad girl, irresistibly bad, and a guilty pleasure. Like, this is the opposite of what you're wanting for your partnerships. I'm getting like the difference here as well is that like you're free and clear. You're moving on as a free spirit. And this energy is holding on because they don't want you to go without them. Like they think that they can continue this, and this is kind of like what's up. So they're in this codependency, which is this office romance. It's like someone was feeding someone's addictions here, knew how to like when you're fishing, reel them in. That's what it is. I almost said roll it in. Anywho, I'm getting someone latched onto someone too soon, or doesn't give others any space, or wanting others to fix their problems. I feel like you're free. This is not your problem to fix. I feel like the Nine of Wands is clarifying your hopes and fears, and this talks about soul's purpose and the fact that like this has been a catalyst for you and your soul's purpose. And so the fear for them is that this is not something that they're embracing, right? There's something that they fear regarding this, whereas you're hoping for this. Like you're in this sun energy, right? This is your era, right? Like you didn't go through this for nothing, right? It says you're in alignment with your life's mission, okay? It's talking about a deeper calling, and it's talking about essential reasons for being. And this is what you're stepping into. And this is how this experience has been super beneficial for you, okay? And then we have, you know, the ending here for them, right? The Ten of Swords, the Seven of Cups, like, you know, the drama magnet, right? Attracting in what, you know, the energy that you have, right? Prone to attracting drama in unhealthy relationships, mood swings, and an attention seeker. So someone is looking for, you know, that instant gratification. I feel like this is what's going to, you know, bring in some sort of drastic ending is this kind of energy, okay? Let's get one final card for your era and the sun. Because this would be your energy and what's this beautiful outcome for you. And look what comes out. A joyful reunion. Reconnecting with a loved one brings deep happiness, excitement, relief, and fulfillment. So you are attracting into your reality all that you desire. Okay? And that's beautiful. And you deserve this. And I'm super happy for you. And congratulations on this, for sure. It is your era. And you're not going to do it alone. It's going to be you and this person and God. Do you see that? Okay? You, this person, and God. Right? I love that. All right, then. I'm going to leave it at that because that's a beautiful ending. That's the whole point of this reading, is that regardless of what you've been through, you're still going to have that beautiful ending. Okay? I love you guys. I hope you have the most amazing day, and I will see you on the next reading. And thank you so much for following and watching the channel. See you on the next one.